So a little bit of what you've done for your education. You've done homeschooling, and I know you've done Williamsburg. Anything else besides that, or does that pretty much cover it all?
Nope, homeschooling, Williamsburg. My family has been part of like a homeschool co-op group, which your family does as well. So,
Yeah. So with some of these questions of the social life of those who do not participate in traditional schooling, it's been kind of a hot topic, and especially in my family, and probably yours as well. So a mistake that I have made to myself, and probably you've had done too, is the assumption that those who do not participate in traditional or public school pretty much sit at a computer with workbooks all day, and that's really what they do. And what's, in your opinion, what is homeschooling, and how does it deviate from, say, charter school or online schooling or like self-directed learning?
yeah. So, really, homeschooling is different for every family. So, no, like really, it's so different. That's how I see homeschooling. Really, it's educational types that the parents have chosen that best fit their family. So my family, for example, we have like our math curriculums and our other curriculums, and we do school every day. Growing up, we have set schedules that we follow. We wake up, we get dressed, we eat breakfast. Our days often look the same as any other public schooler, except we're at home all day. We do chores, we often are asked to help with a meal. Homeschooling in my family is very family-centered, more so than educational-centered. Its focus is on the family and on building personal and spiritual and character growth rather than educational. And of course there's that too. We spend a lot of time every day, and that's on our schedule as well. We do our math, we do our science, we do reading and writing and all sorts of things like that. That's definitely not like neglected, but it's not the focus. The focus is more on character growth, and that's what homeschooling is for my family.
So you'd say that the main difference is what the focus is for the different forms of education. All right, that's a very good thing to know where your focus is, and that's kind of where you can define things. Another thing is opportunities for social interaction. You're not always in a brick and mortar school with a bunch of other people. What kind of opportunities do you have for that?
Well, obviously, when you're with your family all day, so family becomes either closest friends or closest enemies, you know? But I think that's another thing, just to add on. Being homeschooled helps you to really learn how to get along with your family. Like, get along with people you're forced to be around all day. And, like, you're never going to get rid of them. Anyways, and you just have to learn to love it. So it's great. But as far as social interactions go, my family has been involved in a lot of extracurricular activities. My brothers and I all have ballroom danced competitively. One of my brothers is a competitive swimmer, and he has a lot of friends on his team, and my other brother and I had a lot of friends on our dance team, and we do swimming and ballroom, and like there's sports opportunities and acting, and a lot of extracurricular activities that invite you to be a part of a group, to be interacting with other youth their age and other adults, and I mean some of us hold jobs, and that also helps us with social interactions. We get to interact with the world around us, and that's really, really cool. But yeah, so there's so many things. Like, many people think that homeschoolers, again, just sit around all day on their computers, but no, we're so busy. Classes probably every other day, or every day outside of the home with other people, so it's pretty great.
So there's a lot of social interaction there.
So much. My mom kind of complains sometimes about how much I'm away with my friends. It's kind of crazy.
Have you ever seen kind of a socially awkward homeschooler? Because I've heard a lot of complaints about those of homeschoolers being kind of socially awkward and fears of that.
Yeah, I've definitely heard that, and that definitely happens. But honestly, there are some socially awkward public schoolers too.
Yes.
That you'll find those kind of people anywhere. And again, you just gotta learn to love them, and they have a lot of special things in their lives as well. So.
How have you become really, really close to them? Any times where you've made some really special friends?
Yeah. So, one of the things that I was involved in growing up was a homeschool co-op group, like your family's involved in, and my family. But it's a bunch of homeschool families just get together, and the mothers teach classes, and the students participate in those classes. But anyways, so my group, my age group, growing up in those classes, spent a lot of time together and basically became adults together. We learned to become who we are together, and those friends will always hold a special place in my heart. I think because of the time that we spent together, the deep, profound discussions that we were able to have in our classes and just as friends, the hard things and experiences that we went through. There was one time we did a mock trial that was judged by 5 different lawyers, like professional lawyers, and in a courtroom, and we did a reenactment of Roe versus Wade. And that was the most harrowing and most deeply relationship building experience really I've ever had, and that was amazing. Really, I think the more time you spend with friends, the more time you spend with people, the closer you become to them. And that's what I found is the more time I spend thinking about people, the more time I spend with them and talking with them and sharing the deep parts of my soul, the closer I become to them. So yeah, it's really the time you choose to spend on and with another person that brings you closer to them.
Time is a big thing, and also choosing to be open with other people is another thing that even if you spend time with people, if you're not open there, that relationship doesn't really grow as strong. I know you're kind of the college age, and there's some ideas of not adjusting well to college from homeschooling and being around only like family and stuff, not being at a public school and transitioning to college. What are your thoughts with that?
So, my opinion is that as being homeschooled, since I've been homeschooled my entire life, I kind of think that homeschooling has prepared me for adaptability. Like, every single day as I was growing up, things would change. My mom would change curriculums with math. She would change science curriculums. We would skip school one day and go on a field trip. Like, every day was different. And I kind of feel like that's really prepared me for college, being adaptable, being able to change with the way things move, and I guess just being able to move with the flow of things. And of course, like, I'm not going to be far from my family. I'm not going to not have contact with them, so I can always talk to them. But I guess it's just an opportunity to become who I really am, myself, and to start like living life as an individual, as part of my family. I guess, which that sounds so funny and strange and like, yeah, just weird. I love my family and I love being a part of my family, but it's time to like start
Being on your own.
Being on my own, yeah.
And do you think that adaptive ability is hard for those who do traditional school? Is it harder for them to develop?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, that's kind of a generality, but as a general rule, public schooling and things like that train people to follow the next step. Every day is predictable. There's not really any variation in how it goes. I mean, again, that's very general, but yeah, that's how I would say it. Every day is predictable. People aren't trained to like think. No, they're definitely trained to think, but they're not trained to like
forge their own path.
or forge their own path. Exactly.
So based on experience, would you recommend doing something besides the traditional education path, such as like public school?
Definitely. I definitely would. It's prepared me and strengthened me more than I think anything else could have for what I know lies in my future. So.
All right. Well, thank you so much for taking this time, and
Of course.
I hope that there are people who have more of an interest in finding a different education path if that's what lies in their future.